Let's get it. Mock off stick. I just posted a video, but I'm gonna be on board with it. But there's some there's some risk here, and I'm aware of it. But I can live with it. All right. I think my bitrate sucks a fat one right now, so that sucks. But I think that it's working. Can you guys hear me and see me and everything? How's the stream? My bit rate is super low right now, but I don't think it's seriously affecting the stream.
All right, this is the first day in several days where my mic actually is working when I first connect.
Mm-hmm.
Hey, I like this title for the stream because it reminds me of a post that I saw today. Let's
Okay.
get introduced to Poster in Persona 3.
Yeah.
And a post I saw today was it was the 4chan green text. And it was be me several decades ago, wanna fuck toasters, uh tell people about it. They tell me that I'm fucking weird. They send me to therapy. I get some pills. Suddenly, I no longer want to fuck toasters, and I go around and be a productive, contributing member of society. Be me nowadays. Want to fuck toasters. Go online. See community of at least 1,000 people who also want to fuck toasters. Die in strange toaster fucking related accidents. Like you ever think sometimes trying to accept everybody's little quirk is maybe not the
Yeah.
maybe the answer? Jesus. So it seems like everybody in chat is talking about Grub. Is Grubhub more successful than DoorDash? Should I be switching?
No, the Seahawks just hired an offensive coordinator named Ryan Grubb.
Oh, my condolences. On the name, I don't know anything about him.
Yeah. He was the Huskies' offensive coordinator the last 2 years, so he took the Alabama job and then left the Alabama job after like 3 weeks to go back to Washington State.
That is hilarious. I can't lie.
Didn't like it in Alabama, and who can blame him?
Yeah, Alabama. Very, very beautiful areas in Alabama. And it is on the Gulf of Mexico, if I remember right. But there's definitely a pretty significant problem with Alabama.
Mm-hmm. Okay. Anyway, well, the reason why I named the stream this is we're about to meet one of our party members who is a an android, And in the fandom, it's a popular meme to call her a toaster because you can actually like date her. You can. She's one of the waifus in the
Oh,
waifu simulator,
oh,
so you can actually
that
fuck your toaster.
that makes sense. There's a great line, a very famous. Hold on a second. Who wants to be in Alabama anyway? There isn't anything there. There's a lot of lovely nature there. If you're the kind of person, you know, the soy jack who needs to live in the exposed red brick apartment, I can't wait to go down to the barcade where us adults who do adulting can go down and game while we drink and drink while we get like all that shit, like whatever. If that's your bag, go for it. But, you know, I'm somebody who really likes hiking a lot. I'm somebody who really likes nature. And unfortunately for me, I live in Southern California, so it's very expensive to get to the nice rural parts of the country out here. But I'm like, I used to live in the South, and that's where my love affair with outdoors activities really started.
She's Naruto
I
running
bet there's
a
more lovely nature in Seattle. No, not even remotely close, because Seattle is a gigantic city. You are correct that there's plenty of lovely nature in the state of Washington, in East Washington, where it's not all heavily developed.
All right. So I am about to hit the cutscene where I meet my toaster. So when that happens, I'm gonna need quiet on the set. I want to see how they handle it
No
in this
problem.
game.
Yeah, fair enough. I was gonna go into a Star Trek story. I'll do that after the cutscene for you.
All right. Here we go.
Now I am certain.
I don't like
I
her
have
voice
found
as
you.
much. Her voice was better in
I
the
have
original.
been searching for you. My highest priority is to be at your side.
Is nobody gonna look at her feet and realize something's up?
Kidding me? What's going on? He didn't even say anything to her.
There you guys are! What are you doing here? We've been looking all over for you.
What are you doing in the middle of the woods in your swimsuits?
You have no idea what we've... Huh?
Man, the old Igus voice was way better.
Who's this? And why is she hugging you?
Listen, we have a slight situation here. I'm sorry to interrupt your vacation, but I need everyone to go back to the house and gear up.
Ah, that won't be necessary. We found what we were looking for.
Mr. Chairman, what do you mean?
You had me worried. You can't just leave the lab on your own, Igus.
Understood.
Sorry for all the trouble. Everything is under control now.
What happened to securing the tank?
Oh, that's been taken care of. Igus, join us over here.
Understood.
This is Igus. As you can see, she's a machine with the form and face of a human girl.
It's like Ex
I
Machina.
am Igus. My objective is to exterminate shadows. I have been assigned to
Well,
see.
hopefully with a different ending.
Immediately.
No way. It's like she's alive.
This is unbelievable.
How can a robot be this cute? What a cruel world.
Okay, let me stop for 1 second. Do you remember the Futurama episode where Fry is about to fuck a mermaid and then finds out that they don't have the right holes?
Yeah, she's a fish part on the bottom, so he says, why can't she be the other kind of mermaid? With the fish part on top and the lady parts on the bottom.
Yeah. So that's what would it be like trying to fuck this robot, I think, from looking at her.
Uh-oh.
Tragic.
Good lord.
10 years ago, a plan was enacted
Wait a
to
minute.
create anti-shadow weapons.
But
A contingency.
I see what you were saying now. She doesn't have any feet.
yeah, and nobody looked down and noticed that when they ran into her on the beach. They all thought she was a normal girl, and I was like, you know, if you looked down, this misunderstanding would be cleared up very quickly.
Did she not have feet in the original, or did they just accidentally forget to put that into the game
No,
this time?
this has always been how she looks.
Okay.
An anti-shadow.
Reminds me of
Does that mean she has a persona too?
Correct. I am capable of wielding the persona called Palladian.
She suffered
the
major
longer I
damage
look at
in
it, the weirder it
combat
looks
her
to me.
first year out, and she's been kept in the lab ever since. I'm still not
Anyway,
sure as to why
right,
she
the Star
suddenly
Trek story.
reactivated herself.
Hold on, let me
Um,
finish this real quick.
Oh,
In any
It's
case,
almost
sorry, never
I
mind.
hope you'll all get along.
An anti-shadow weapon, possessing a will all her own. This is amazing!
If you don't mind me asking, when we first saw you earlier, you were, hugging our leader. Do you know him?
Yes, it is very important for me to be by his side.
Maybe her facial recognition system is malfunctioning? Or maybe she's still half asleep. Very interesting.
Half asleep.
Well, I can ponder this later. Anyhow, I forgot to mention. Did you know there are a wide range of recreational facilities you can use here? There's a tennis court, a pool table, and even a karaoke machine. Would anyone care to hear me sing?
You know, it's kind of amusing that you bring up Star Trek because Aegis is actually her character arc is very similar to Data, except
Right.
she doesn't get her emotion ship; she just develops them of her own.
that was one of the things with Star Trek. A lot of people really did not like in the movies where he actually had an emotions chip that he installed that gave him emotions. And it was just because Brent Spiner was like, well, now that we're doing movies, I want to be able to have a real acting.
Mm-hmm.
Because
And
the
it's-
story was that Data's emotions chip had always been installed. And he had to learn to produce them naturally, but the more he interacted with others and the more he learned about humanity, the more he learned, the more he grew, the more he would develop them of his own accord. It's kind of like his entire character arc, which is it's about
I don't think they brought it
that
home
for
on the.
hours.
I don't think they brought it home very well on the Data.
Yeah.
Character arc.
Yes.
But anyway, go ahead with your Star Trek story.
The movies were god awful. There's nothing more that needs to be said about that. I mean, they were a fun time, you know, just dumb action movies, but bad Star Trek. Anyway, there's a Star Trek episode called The Measure of a Man, and it's a very famous Star Trek episode because it's the episode that establishes Data as a person. Now, even though we know he's an android, the entire crew had accepted him as being a person before then, but now is when his legal status comes into question because a member of Starfleet, an engineering task force, is trying to replicate the kind of android that Data is, because only one person ever succeeded at making him, and that guy died. So they were trying to replicate his work so that they could create more androids.
Mhm.
Well, the way that they approached it is that this guy from Starfleet Engineering said, "Okay, Data, you're required to report to my facility so I can disassemble you, so that we can then learn how to build more of you." Data was like, "Well, when you disassemble me, and are you going to reassemble me, right?" He's like, "Well, we don't know if we can. You know, it could end up being we disassemble you and then you're just fucking dead." And Data was like, "Well, I don't want to die, so I'm going to refuse." And then the guy was like, "Well, I outrank you, and this is an order, so you don't have a choice." And then Picard was like, "Wait a minute, what? You can't just order a man to kill himself. What the hell's wrong with you?"
Man, I can't believe
So then
we're
it
already
started
on
a
the third
huge
day of
legal
March
fight.
Madness. Too bad we have to go home.
But the thing is, you know, they go into the courtroom and they start the hearing, and Picard is there to defend Data and to
But I
serve
can't
as his
complain too
advocate.
much. You went through a hell
And
of a lot here.
the thing is that
Yeah,
the
like
judge in
hearing
this
you and the
particular
chairman
case is
say.
Picard's ex-girlfriend, and he really doesn't want to deal with her.
Mhm.
When the hearing starts, Picard kind of just dismisses the whole thing. He's like, "I don't want to have to fucking deal with this. Fuck this. He's a person, obviously. Like, this is stupid. Why are we even here? Let's just leave." So then she's like, "Oh, so you're not even going to try? Okay, I'm going to level my summation right now. Data is a toaster. I order him to immediately report to this facility to be disassembled on the spot." It was pretty good. But the guy that was there from Starfleet Engineering, he's on the stand at one point in the episode, and he's like, "The only reason we're even having this debate right now is because Data looks like a human. If he was a box with wheels, you wouldn't be arguing with me." It's fucking great.
I barely got any sleep last night.
Yeah. You know, obviously the only reason that android isn't even a romance option is
Do we
because
have a mission at the beach today?
they built the robot with titties. You know, if she was a box with wheels, you wouldn't want to fuck it.
Yeah.
Nah, it's nothing like that. We just came here to have some fun.
Why we gotta wait for
Do you
that
understand what it
Persona
means to
3
have fun
Reloaded
like
mod
this?
that reskins her wheels and everything else is available?
I don't know. Those are the 4 main romance options in this game. Who do you like?
The one in the Daisy Dukes with the pink top is
Yeah.
the only one who's semi like an actual human woman instead of the anime trope of outrageous colored hairs and stuff.
Okay, that's fair. I mean, Igus is blonde. That's normal hair, ain't it?
But that's the robot.
So?
You don't have to choose someone else, or sorry, you don't have to choose only the robot. You could have somebody else, then the robot is there to serve as a fleshlight.
Yeah, pretty much. Could you imagine if she's giving you a hand job and then she malfunctions and it just starts like whirring back and forth at like 2,000 RPM?
Now I know exactly what you're talking about because of video footage of different robots that were designed to run a hot dog stand.
Yeah.
And the horrifying reaction of all the men as they were watching once they got its hand on those wieners and just completely obliterated them. Every guy was having the exact same thought.
Yeah, I don't think Penix makes it out of the top 12. I think his senior bowl was good. He'll probably have a good combine if he participates. I think he's going to be top 12 now, but I'm not sure. It could go a different way.
Yes, I am informed of the concept.
Yeah,
Recreation is
teams
system
are too
one's mental
obsessed with
well-being.
drafting QBs in the first round now. Like, even if it's a guy who years ago people would have agreed, yeah, he's like a 5th round pick. He's a project. You're gonna have to work on him for a while. Teams are drafting him 3rd overall now. Like,
Anthony Richardson was terrible in college and got drafted 4th overall because of his talent. Like, he actually sucked in college.
yeah, this shit's wild.
exactly.
So,
Wow, you sure know a lot about us humans.
The last thing any of you guys should want to do is draft a QB in the first round, because now you're married to this guy.
Wait.
There's only one Patrick Mahomes
Is it okay
in the
for
league.
Igus to go in the water?
You know, Lamar Jackson looked like he was the Ravens guy for quite some time, and then he just fucking shat himself in the AFC Championship game.
Because he can't throw a fucking
It's-
9 route.
Exactly.
Hey, JS.
You know, so I mean, look at the Dolphins. Any other team that had a Pro Bowl caliber quarterback and Tyreek Hill on their fucking squad would have won at least one playoff game.
It is best that everyone partake in this
Not the
activity
Dolphins.
together.
So here we are now. We're just completely. I mean, the Dolphins have 3 of the fastest guys in the entire NFL on their squad, and couldn't win a playoff game.
Deriving enjoyment alone is not the optimal method to have fun.
Yeah, see, so in the original Japanese Persona 3, Igus had a voice that was kind of along the lines of this. In the English dub of the original Persona 3, the voice actress decided to add kind of robotic tempo to her speech patterns, and they're not here, and I don't like it as much because the robotic speech patterns slowly got worked out of her as she spent more time with other people, and it was kind of cool, and I thought it worked well, but we're not seeing that. We're not going to see that same thing here because her speech patterns are already normal.
You've got some strong feelings on pretty weird things, don't you? But what the heck? Might as well.
We should join them.
Agreed.
Enjoying yourselves? Quite a lot's happened during our time here, but it looks like we'll get to relax a bit today.
That would be nice.
So anyway, Snacks, how was your day?
It was all right.
Nothing too remarkable?
Yeah, it was decent.
What are you doing? Come on.
So I'm watching some cutscenes of original Persona 3. To hear Robot Girl, and yeah, I like that. You know, she sounds like a text-to-speech.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, they kind of took that out of this one, which is understandable because that was something that was new to the original dub. They didn't do that in the original Japanese. But I liked that because it slowly got worked out of her as the game went along. It works well.
My turn? What are they doing?
Glad to see everyone's having so much fun. I've already told you what time the ship is arriving tomorrow, right? I'll probably head over
I like
early.
sending you this now. That
Okay. I'll
makes
let
me
her-
laugh. It's pretty
Oh,
fun.
okay. Okay. That Yukari voice actress sounds exactly like Michelle Ruff. That's actually remarkable. I like this one. Well, nothing happened on the NBA trade deadline. Like the Lakers didn't do anything. The fucking I think the Celtics got somebody, right? Like not much happened. Okay.
Yeah, the Lakers not getting anybody made me laugh a lot. They suck.
Mm-hmm.
I think because again, LeBron is either going to wait a minute.
We can get back to
That was the thing.
business once we've
I need to
returned the
check
building.
now if the Lakers got any picks.
Got it.
Hey, dude! Banana-san!
All right. I guess we should join.
No, they did not. So it's a done deal then. The Lakers do not have a draft pick this season.
I think this is
LeBron's
new.
going to decline his.
I think this is new
Oh
to
my
the
God.
remake. That's pretty funny. I like that.
That's pretty funny.
Junpei-kun is down.
All right, here's our chance for an all-out attack.
That looked like when SpongeBob was shooting snowballs at Patrick. You remember that?
Yeah.
God.
Yeah, the Mavericks
Anyway.
did good. Mavericks did good at the deadline, I
Oh.
think.
Like I was saying, with the Lakers not trading for any picks, they don't have a pick this season, which means LeBron's done in LA. That's why they kind of just folded up here. Because LeBron's going to decline his player option and then sign with whatever team drafts his kid.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
The only way that this does not happen is if Bronny does not declare for the draft this year and stays another year at USC. But why the fuck would he? With his dad already hyping him up, saying that Bronny could start as point guard for the Lakers right now.
I mean, that might be true,
Like-
but not for the reasons that LeBron wants it to be.
I know, and I completely agree with you. But if he's saying that kind of shit, there's no way he's not going to convince his kid to declare. Yeah, of course it's not even remotely true, JS. I'm one of the biggest Bronny haters out there because I actually watched him play one time, and he's the only player at that level I have ever seen in my life who had to look at the ball as he was dribbling it. I haven't seen that since I was in middle school. Like, goddamn.
Mm-hmm. Hey, Aaron, how you doing? Hey, satirically, Aaron, is that Sam Hyde in your PFP or what? Like, I can't tell who that is. Is that supposed to be Sam Hyde?
No. That made
You
me
seem
laugh
to be
a
in
lot.
great pain.
Oh man, that's good. Anyway, so yeah, if the Lakers then are done, then yeah, there's no point in them making a trade.
Again.
So there's no chance in hell they're going to compete. And if LeBron's walking, then all they've got left is let me check on Anthony
Those
Davis.
three? Ugh, they're
Oops, hype.
freaky.
Oh, okay, you don't know who it is? Alright.
Shut up! Let's get out of here!
I want to hear Chidori
Okay.
talk. I want to see what her VA is. Come on, say something, Chidori.
Oh, they signed him up big time for 3 years in the off season. I forgot. August 4th, he signed a 3-year, $186 million max contract extension. So
Why do they always
Anthony
run and
Davis
hide at the
has
same
a player option for the 2027-2028 season and could be a free agent in the off season of 2027. So what's going to happen here is that LeBron's going to walk, And then this is going to be Anthony Davis's team. They'll look to just trade him to try to get some draft picks. And then that's it.
Pretty much.
'Cause there's no way they go and reload with Anthony Davis as the guy when he played like 20 games total over the last 4 seasons.
Jin, give him the capsules.
Thanks. I'll pay
Well,
you
that's a
the
big
usual
pickup for the
way.
Hornets. They got the better Curry brother.
Would you say the Lakers being quiet this trade deadline was the right decision? I guess. I mean, there's not really anything they can do to be a title contender except just hope that LeBron goes SSJ 5 in the playoffs, which that could happen regardless of who his teammates are.
The West is a massive question mark in terms of who could actually contend other than the Nuggets. Because a lot of it has to do with just health. So because of that, the Lakers, if they got lucky with matchups, theoretically could make it back to the Western Conference Finals again this season. But as long as Jokic is alive and not hurt, there is no reality where the Nuggets do not go back to the finals this season. The West has never been weaker. Because even though there are lots of teams that are strong, every single season they always fall apart in the playoffs because they inevitably get hurt. Like, if we think about a fully healthy Clippers team, oh sure, on paper they could make it, but they literally have not been fully healthy since they got Kawhi and Paul George. Every single year, one of them's gotten hurt.
Tower as well. I wonder.
Why expect anything different?
You do know, don't you?
So yeah, playoffs are gonna start and Jokic will just fucking vaporize the league yet again.
Is it perhaps
And then for a second straight time lead the entire postseason in points, rebounds,
I'm
assists.
not. Got nothing to do with them anymore.
Then tell us. I'm sure you'd agree these pills are more important than a group you have nothing to do with.
I don't know the details, but supposedly, destroying all those creatures will put an end to the Dark Hour. And that weird-ass tower will disappear. That's all I know, alright?
But yeah, taking a look at the trade deadline moves, they really stuck.
Pretty
Why would
unremarkable.
they do such a thing?
Yeah.
Give up such power to destroy the Tower of Demise.
Unironically, the biggest name in these trades is Kelly Olynyk.
Who wouldn't want to take out that damn thing?
Oh wait, never mind. I didn't see this one. Although that isn't really a deadline trade.
Yes, I know.
Oh, I'm not looking at the trade deadline, I'm looking at the trade tracker. My bad. So, that being the case, deadline trades are already done.
Can't go back. I won't use my power again. Not after last time.
It's pretty funny, you know, because you see how great the Knicks are doing right now with Randall. You see how great the Pelicans are doing right now with Brandon Ingram. And they managed to get D'Angelo Russell back, but he's like by far the best player on the team, not named LeBron. And it's funny because I'm like, you know, they got one ring by signing LeBron and, you know, trading away all of their young assets and all that shit. But if they didn't blow the whole thing up to win one championship, they'd be able to compete for multiple for a long period of time if they still had that group that Mitch drafted together.
Well, about that.
Nicely
I
done.
remember Lakers fans telling me firing Mitch was the right move. Justice for my boy Mitch, man. What the fuck? Saw some reports saying that the Lakers might pursue Donovan Mitchell in the summer. That is complete horseshit, and I'll tell you why. the Lakers are one of those teams where literally every player ever is brought up in rumors of, oh, the Lakers will sign him. If you make an all-star team, the Lakers are targeting you. But, like, it doesn't mean shit. Would Donovan Mitchell leave? Certainly, he plays for Cleveland, but I don't know about the Lakers.
I heard a rumor that my fist is going to go up Snax' asshole.
Oh god, please, no. Not again. Fucking, It's Always Sunny. I'm gonna shove my fist right in your ass. Not in a sexual way, and I'm pissed off at you. I love how he's gotta say that shit. Not like that.
Good day. Here are my let's hear the Oh my. How splendid.
Okay, let's see here.
Have you gotten used to battling with a persona?
Yeah, I still can't get over that
Very
clip of Larry David doing a bad impression of a character that was designed to be imitating him. Like, that is really, really amazing, I think.
Something else. I agree.
Are you happy? I want to know if you're happy.
I love how he does the bad actor impersonation, where he wants to speak using hand gestures, but he doesn't time the hand gestures with his actual lines being recited.
It's come to my attention that you and the cleaning lady have engaged in sexual intercourse on the desk in your office. What do I want to do? Okay. All right, let's see if they keep the alarm clock scene in. I think it'll be today.
It is morning.
Yes, they
I
did.
request that you wake up.
All right, they kept the alarm clock scene in. Let's go.
Nice.
You have successfully awakened. Mission complete. It has not triggered yet. 5 minutes early is on time. That is the phrase posted on the wall, so I woke you 5 minutes before your alarm clock engages.
Hey, are you awake? That girl disappeared and we can't find her anywhere. Can you help us? She might
My name is not that girl. Please address me as Aegis.
Huh? Aegis? When did you...
I entered while he was asleep. Unlocking the door took 2 minutes.
That's unlawful entry. Didn't we tell you to stay in the command room at night?
I determined that it is ideal to be on standby in this room. Is this a problem?
What? Where is this coming from all of a sudden?
If there is a problem, I will address it promptly.
The problem? Well, it's probably against dorm regulations for one. Look, don't just stand there, tell her! See? He agrees.
I will comply.
Okay, look. I'll get a room set up for you on the 3rd floor so you can stay nearby. Just don't leave the dorm by yourself, okay?
I will do as commanded.
Yeah, okay. I'm tired. Alright, well, I have practice this morning, so I gotta get to school.
Everyone here goes to a place called school in the morning. I comprehend.
So,
Like a 7.5 or so, Aaron. All right, please let me have aced the exam. Come on, come on, come on. Yes, I got the top score on the exam. Feels like we're about overdue for the Lakers to end up with like the #1 overall pick somehow and get some god tier superstar. How much longer can they keep doing the cycling through veteran crap?
Let me see here. I'm checking something because you mentioned it and it made me think. The last time the Lakers had the 1st overall pick was when they drafted James Worthy in 1982.
I guess they usually end up poaching these guys like Shaq and Kareem and Dwight Howard and LeBron.
Yeah, in the last few decades, guys that they actually drafted who worked out well for them for at least a while. They didn't even draft Kobe. They traded the draft rights to him for Vlade Divac, who they did draft, to be fair. But you got to go all the way down to fucking Andrew Bynum in 2005 with the 10th overall pick. They drafted Marcus Gasol, but then the Pau Gasol trade was motherfucking rigged. They, traded him for his brother, all that crap. So yeah, when they were drafting Julius Randle, D'Angelo Russell, Brandon Ingram, those were high picks. Randall was 7th, but Russ and Ingram were both 2nd overall, so was Lonzo. And, that was Mitch. He was doing his work. And when you think about it, that's kind of the rigged shit that you're talking about, because it's not the 1st overall pick, but in 3 consecutive drafts, they had the 2nd overall pick. in 2015, 2016, and 2017.
Yeah, and they tossed them to the curb at the first possible opportunity.
Right. To get Anthony Davis, who was good for one championship. Whereas if they didn't trade him for Anthony Davis, but they kept that squad together with LeBron, they'd be competing for multiple championships over the last few seasons. Like, Anthony Davis is by far, the worst superstar teammate that LeBron has had out of all the superstars that he's had play beside him. And that's not even just in terms of he gets hurt all the time, but literally Kevin Love was contributing more than Anthony Davis. Anthony Davis fucking sucks compared to guys like Bosh, Kevin Love. Like, good lord. Anthony Towns is a bust. Russ was better than that. Ben Simmons, literally LMAO. Brandon Ingram, obviously much better than that. And in Alonzo Ball draft, the guy got taken first overall was Markelle Fultz. Like, the Lakers won over and over and over again. Kind of crazy to think about, though, because if they took the guy that got drafted third instead of Lonzo, would have been Jaylen Brown. Jaylen Brown, as much as he deserves the shit that he gets for his horrifically bad dribbling, it's extra atrocious because the guy is the most efficient scorer in the entire league when he takes 1 or 0 dribbles before taking a shot. That's the guy you want to have play next to LeBron.
Yeah.
For
sure.
Like, office by a teacher earlier.
Man, that would have been a fucking great get for them. What do y'all think about the Bubble Championship? It was fraudulent because Miami didn't win. If Miami won, it would have been the most important championship of all time. Because they didn't, it literally means less than the in-season tournament that the Lakers won this season. Like, who the fuck cares? In all seriousness, though, this is where I'm actually in a privileged position here, because one of my in real life friends. Hold on. I just got an ad, so I'm just asking chat right now if they can still hear me before I start the story, because I don't know for me and no one else.
Okay, yeah.
So
the ad break just kicked off. I didn't realize it. I lost track of time. All right, so let's pause for 1 second. I'll be right back. Okay, I am back. Sorry about that. Snacks, you there?
Yes,
Oh, okay.
I'm just typing instead of talking.
Okay.
You know there are witnesses who've seen him wandering the streets late at night, don't you?
Yeah, like I was saying in the chat, Dwight was saying that the bubble ring was the most fraudulent fucking ring of all time, which means a lot coming from Dwight because that's the ring that he has.
I thought you hated
And he still even thinks that it was fake. He was like, yeah, it was just total bullshit. You know, morale was rock bottom. Very few guys had their families in there. And guys obviously couldn't go out of the bubble to go party. For them, they were just locked in what was essentially basketball prison, where their entire life was just to play those games. And a lot of guys said that it sucked. A lot of guys hated it. It was the only time that being a basketball player really felt like a job to them. They hated it. Morale was at an all-time low. It was the most depressing experience and environment that any of those guys had ever been a part of. The only person who even gave half a shit was LeBron. Everybody else was dying of a lonely heart. But LeBron was acting like Kim Jong-un if the whole fucking thing was North Korea. You know, he was in there being a dictator and screaming at people and just like lording over the whole fucking thing. Trying to be fucking king of the fiefdom. It's the hellhole experience for a lot of people. And that's great fucking insight to have straight from Dwight's mouth. That explains a lot. Given that, it's like, I mean, having said all this, even as a Heat fan still, you know, I'd still have to sit there and say, yeah, that ring doesn't mean a whole hell of a lot. Because of the environment that it was in, they should have just canceled the fucking season. The bubble was an atrocious idea. Because nothing about that season means anything now, you know? And it's specifically because of that environment. Because the moment that they get removed from that environment, the Lakers fell apart and have never even remotely looked as good, before or after.
I know. You don't have to convince me.
So now's a good time to remind everybody, because Rondo was also on that championship Lakers team, that Rondo got arrested for selling crack. Be funny.
I'll have your back. I'll have your back. You're starting to rub off on me. See you later.
Oh man, look at this.
Welcome back.
Excuse me. That's a negative.
Oh, right.
I really loved, because I mean, I know that a lot of people are memeing about it. The beginning of the Putin interview, when Tucker's like, so why did Russia invade Ukraine thousands of years ago?
4 million years ago, the Earth's crust began to cool.
Right, like that was fantastic. The memes, I love them. However, I also love what Putin was actually saying in the interview. because the whole point of everything that he was trying to bring up is exactly what I was trying to tell people when the war started, which is that Ukraine is a very recent idea that had been invented in the last 100 years and wasn't even a thing for almost 1,000 years of history in Eastern Europe, where there is no such thing as an ethnic Ukrainian. They're the exact same kind of Slav as Russians are. They're the same fucking people. The language is almost identical. The difference between Ukrainian and Russian as a language is like the difference between the English we speak and the English that Australians speak. There's a couple of fucking differences here and there that mostly just has to deal with colloquialisms and slang terms based off of the region that you're in, and the accent's different, but it's the same fucking word. Same alphabet, it's the same everything. Well, I was really glad when he was bringing that up, because I'm like, yeah, exactly. Ukrainian wasn't even a fucking concept until like 100 years ago. Last year's Heat run to the finals meant a lot more to their fans, I'm sure. Oh, absolutely. Last year's run was magical. The bubble was great, because like we butt blasted everybody on our way over, and it was nice to flex on them. But it was the bubble. Like, whatever.
Oh.
Anyone who says bubble was a fake ring just tells everyone you don't know ball. Well, that's a great way to point out that you're a Lakers fan, so good to know. He wanted to win that bubble, it counts. And I don't like the Lakers. I was rooting for the Heat and Jimmy Butler. I mean, yeah, it's still a championship. It goes down in the record and everything. What I mean when I'm saying that it was the bubble, it doesn't count, is who cares? Who brings it up? Who's like, hey guys, remember that great season? Remember those amazing moments? Like, it literally feels different. The season to season perspective from what happened in the bubble season, even though it was just a few months separated, what happened in the bubble season versus the season after that when the Bucks win their first ring.
Here are my requests.
That feels like a way bigger deal.
Very well.
Some weird stuff happened in that bubble. Who was that one player on the Pacers who like turned into Magic Johnson and then disappeared shortly after the bubble ended? Somebody in chat's gonna know who I was talking about. Some player on the Pacers just went nuclear in the bubble and then was never heard from again, basically.
I want to say Buddy Hield. Nah, he was on the Kings during the bubble. Never mind. Guy with a bad foot. I'd laugh my ass off if it was Oladipo. Was he on the Pacers in the bubble?
Yeah, it wasn't Oladipo.
He was on the Pacers in the bubble. Oh man, that's funny.
TJ Warren. There we go, TJ Warren. Yeah.
All right. This time let's have a nice meal.
I mean, you could just smell the Lakers fan on him, Lightning. I ain't gonna. But like, I can already tell you what the mindset was when people were saying it was going to be the hardest ring to win in the years, is because of what Dwight was talking about in terms of the morale. So everybody had to overcome that in order to get there. But you know who did have their family in the bubble? LeBron.
No.
You know what guys did manage to get hookers to come into the bubble to come service them so that they didn't feel lonely and have to deal with the same shit that other teams did. Oh, wouldn't you know it? It was Dwight. Wouldn't you know it? It was Anthony Davis. Like,
Well, I think you're forgetting one element, Snacks.
what's that?
If cops had shot one more violent felon, that season probably would have been canceled. So, given how frequent cops have to shoot violent felons, it's actually kind of a miracle that season was finished. So that ring was hard.
You're absolutely correct. That's a great point. I remember when LeBron decided to join the protest over the I forget the dude's name, but the Kenosha, the guy. That was a great one when that guy got shot in Kenosha because he was actively wanted for rape. And when he got pulled over by the police because they recognized him, wouldn't you know it, he fought the cops. So then they shot him. The guy in question was on his way to his ex-girlfriend's house where he intended to murder her. Hell of a fucking guy to riot over.
First things first.
But when LeBron was all too happy to start protesting, that was my favorite one, is that 4chan found out, based off of internet sleuthing, to find out LeBron's Xbox gamer tag. When he was making a big deal about protesting police violence and sitting out the games and protest of the police violence and the shooting in Kenosha. He just spent the whole day playing Madden.
Hey, what's going on? Should we call someone?
Oh man.
Oh, you're the guys from before.
Turns out you're pretty famous, huh? An up-and-coming boxer, that it?
Time to pick up where we left off. Show me what you got.
Also, like, the entire Heat roster was injured for that series too. I remember before the series started, I was like, well, the Lakers are obviously going to win this one. Dragic's hurt, Bam's hurt. Fucking Hero was hurt. And even though Jimmy played hero ball to get us that far, he did what he normally does, which is, thanks to Tibbs, there's too much mileage on his body. So after he spends his life force to get you to the finals, he's half dead. It's a fucking miracle we won 2 games.
You said beating me would do wonders for your rep. I thought this was about testing each other's strength.
You idiot. I'm just gonna have fun kicking your ass because you're full of yourself. And who the hell cares about any of that as long as you win? Isn't that how you roll too? So, you wanna go first or what?
And even making the finals came back to haunt us that season, because like the season after that, we got absolutely fucking whacked. You know, we were a low seed and we got killed by the Bucks, which led to the Bucks actually winning the championship. It's because we had like 2 weeks off. Oh man. Sometimes I think Spo's got the hardest job in professional sports.
You shitting me? Get back here!
Hey, nobody runs away from us!
Running away is easy enough. It's losing them that's the hard part.
Still, made for a good workout, right? That was some quick thinking, by the way. Just what I'd expect from our leader. I don't exactly like turning my back to an opponent. But it doesn't matter in the end if I can't protect the ones beside me. And being outnumbered increases our risk of injury or damaging our surroundings.
I hereby declare a fatwa on Larry David. I call on all my Muslim brothers to kill him if you see him.
What I mean is, you made the right call. I owe you one. Hmm?
When the fatwa has been declared.
Just to me. Says it contains
Oh, man.
fruits, snacks, and beverages.
What about fatwa by association?
Looks like it's from my parents. I'll take it to my room later. Yeah.
Oh, geez, I remember this guy.
Probably because they think I'm a glowing boy and all that.
It's an absolute classic.
I haven't kept in touch lately since I'm so busy. But I should probably write back and thank them.
I like how he geeks out when he sees that Ray's in the movie, like he didn't know Ray was going to be in the fucking movie because it's a sequel, and like she was in the last one. It's like, what the fuck? I don't get it.
I appreciate how much they care, but this is a little too generous. Want to take some of it off my hands? And again, you'll hardly make a dent in this either.
How do you fucking do it again? Jesus.
Good idea. Would you mind gathering everyone up?
Oh my, very intriguing. Everything is such high quality. I can tell just by looking. Your parents must really care about you.
At least you know how to behave in front of your parents, Akihiko.
Don't you ever have anything nice to say about me? My parents have been good to me. I obviously haven't told them about what we do here, though.
Wow! When it comes to being considerate of others, you're a heavyweight. Glad to have you in our corner, Senpai.
There he goes again. These sure look good, though. Thanks for sharing, Sonata Senpai.
Take whatever you want.
Hey, Kirija Senpai.
Really good.
What's that?
Going for that one, huh? You get that?
For royalty.
You have my thanks.
That took care of most of it. I'm surprised they were so happy. I've really got to show my gratitude.
You've probably already seen that
to my
one.
parents and to everyone here. Well, all this talk about my parents reminded me of something
Yes,
from
I
the
have.
past. Like, why I'm here right now. I guess I feel like I remember my reason for fighting.
Man, I wish Tucker could get in Trump's cabinet. He deserves to have actual power.
Don't mind me.
Although
Let's
some would
just say
argue
I've got
Tucker
a lot of
Carlson
room
has
to
more
grow.
power than a lot of people who are actually
The
in
dorm's gotten
politics.
so much busier. The orphanage used to be something like this too. We all
He actually makes it back into the United States. Yes, he does.
casual conversations. I'd forgotten what it was like, but it wasn't so bad. I remembered after you suggested we share with everyone. Tell that to my parents. I really gotta repay you in particular, though. Or we'll never be squared away. Alright, it's pretty late now. I guess we should clean up and call it a night.
I still don't understand how this guy's supposed to be such a good boxer with how scrawny his arms are. I know he's Japanese, and nobody's like, and you know, nobody's like fucking, I don't know, what's the weightlifter guy who shit his pants when he was lifting? Oh, Hall. Gabe Hall, whatever the fuck his name is. Eddie Hall, thank you. But, like, how is this guy a good boxer? It'd be like when Homer was throwing punches, and, like, there was a fly that landed on the glove, and he hit the fly, and the fly just flew away.
Yeah, that was pretty good.
What? Is there something there? This is...
Just hearing Eddie describe but like that. Who's the weightlifter who shit his pants? I remember showing you that video. He fucking he lifted it was a leg press over 1,000 pounds. Actually, I think it might have been way more than, let me check. But anyway, did the leg press. It was an absurd amount of weight. And when he finished lifting it, you know, he was straining so much to lift it that when he locked it in place, put it back down, the blood leaving his tense muscles made him lose consciousness, and when he lost consciousness, he shit himself. So he wakes up and was all like, "Bro, you good? You've been out for like the last 30 seconds." He's like, "Oh God, I think I just shit myself."
Bonds with others, huh? That might be something I'm missing. Well, whatever it is, you've clearly got something that I don't. But being jealous or trying to copy you isn't gonna help me. That strength is yours alone. I'm going to get stronger, but I'll do it my way. Sorry, we were supposed to be cleaning up. I'll take care of the rest. Things got so busy that I missed out on my chance to thank you again. Hopefully the food was enough for today. I'll invite you out again some other time.
Okay, so even more impressive, the leg press was a metric ton. It was a 1,000 kilogram leg press. So when you think about it, leg pressing a literal metric ton, I've probably shit myself in the attempt also. But
Hell
yeah, he passed out and shit himself.
I guess we'll get started.
yeah, I'm watching the video now. He's like, "Oh fuck me, I spoiled myself."
As such.
Hey. It's about the track team. Since you just transferred, you probably haven't heard about the Miyoho Cup, right?
So Trump got 99.1% of the vote in Nevada.
Well, let me tell you. On August 2nd, there's a major competition for track and field. There's this guy named Hayase. Total speed demon.
Who got the other point?
Somebody I've never
9?
heard of before. Let me take a look here. Somebody named Ryan Binkley. He's a pastor, businessman, and politician. Oh, so technically it's not just Nikki Haley and Donald Trump. Ryan Binkley has stayed in despite getting less than 1% of the vote in every primary he's participated in so far.
Yeah, he appears to be running as the evangelical option. You go to his website and literally that's the whole thing.
I mean, David, he's definitely going to have to adjust his offense to work in the NFL. I'm sure he knows that. Like, there's no way he's just going to be able to bring all that stuff over. The stuff that Grubb does with his offense at UW is not going to work in the NFL. And if he doesn't realize that, that's a big
Got
problem.
high hopes for you. So get ready to train hard. I'm going to need you to show up from July 27th to August 1st. Don't go skipping school now. Got a special training regimen in mind for you. ISA won't stand a chance. Competition's on August 2nd. Let's do this thing.
Oh yeah, he's literally an evangelical. His website has links to his church there. This is just a publicity stunt to raise awareness for his church.
Yeah.
Which is a multicultural, non-denominational Christian megachurch.
Non-denominational is always weird to me. I always kind of felt like that loosely translated to I haven't put any thought into it.
Essentially, yes. No principles, no dogma, no actual anything at all. You're just like, well, I like the idea of Jesus. The thing I like most about it is that me liking it means I can do anything that I want, and I'll just go to heaven anyway. There's no actual contrition, no hope for redemption.
Something like that. Like, to my recollection, when Obama was asked about his religion, he said non-denominational Christian, which I was like, that's kind of weird.
Yeah. Yeah, just coming out as a Muslim would have made a lot more sense.
Should have said
Ugh.
atheist.
Could have said Jewish. Uh-oh. Oy vey.
Sorry that the party ended up being at my place. I was out buying stuff that might be useful for running practice, and I ran out of money. Oh, really? Good thing I took the time to tidy up. Feel free to eat as many snacks as you want, okay? It was a lot of hard work, but I'm glad we decided to coach those kids in the end. What do you think? Sorry. It's just, I never noticed how long your eyelashes are.
I've heard about that. Always
I don't
lethal,
think
yeah.
I've looked at you this closely before. It's only the two of us here now. Maybe that's why I'm a little nervous. How about we change the subject? I'll ask you a question. Oh, do you like children? Really? Me too.
Oh man, this is
I like
fucking
how they're
good.
So pure and always try their best. It just makes me want to support them as much as I can. I realized recently how much I like to look after other people. Let's see. Okay, next question. Let's say you get married and have a kid. Would you want it to be a boy or a girl? huh?
Yeah, I don't want to spend $250,000 on art school.
Boys have so much energy that they can be a handful, but I'm sure they make
Watching
a
my
hell of a
daughter get
fucked.
fucked.
10 on the low end if she's a good girl, which she's not.
She's exactly.
Either way, I would just hope that the baby didn't take after me. You could say I'm a little rough around the edges, but if they took after you, I'm sure they'd be super cute. They'd probably be athletic too. Wonder if they'll take an interest in sports.
Man, I'm gonna feel bad when I reject this girl for romance. She really is nice, but no, my heart belongs to someone else.
By the way, do you look more like your dad or
I
your
might be
mom?
more
Just
willing if
according to Kakaku.
I might be a little more willing if it didn't look like she fell asleep in a tanning bed.
I've been told that I'm the spitting image of my dad. Not that I mind, but I do have mixed feelings about it. I mean, we don't look that much alike, right? My eyebrows aren't as bushy for one.
Holy fuck.
Good evening.
This is amazing.
I'm pleased to see that you're well.
Your pills.
I noticed once again that a new ally has been added to the ranks. Well, I suppose it's more of a pet than an ally.
Makes no difference to me.
It seems what you told us of their intentions is true. How terribly lamentable. Now we have no choice but to intervene. It is up to the individual how to use the strength they are granted. But to erase the Dark Hour would be denying the very power they possess. And that is the one thing we cannot permit.
Fine. Do whatever you want.
Hold up a sec. What's your role in all this? We know they asked you to come back.
You know, you're really starting to piss me off, nosy little shit.
Yeah? Well, they're going down. You hear me? And if you're on their side, then you're going down too. Got that?
I already told you, I'm done with them.
So dance, if you wanna go ahead. Free to do whatever, I'm chilling on my bed. I'm minding my biz, so mind your own biz. Whatever life is, we gon' flow with the set. Hey, 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 feeling the fire with the burning desire. Every day we inspire, but never expires. But we gon' chill today, let me rock the world tomorrow, you know.
Oh, shit. Sorry, I didn't mean to send you that again. What I meant to do...
I got confused. We sent something at the same time. I was like, wait a minute, what?
There
No, what
we
happened?
go, that's better.
Oh, that's outstanding.
Oh, hi.
Oh, right.
Not bad.
Chill vibes. The nighttime of love is on and on. Anytime surroundings,
Yeah.
I don't know if I think that's the right though, David. Like Belichick still did a pretty good job last year, coaching defense with very little to work with. He just swung and missed on the Mac Jones thing. Like, I still feel like he can coach.
I love the fucking the Norm joke in the comments on the thread. One guy was like, Putin was in 882. Prince Rurik. Norm cuts in, friend of mine.
Yeah.
Very well.
Ah, that's good stuff.
Explain to the folks at home what the concentration camps were.
I'm not gonna explain what a concentration. What about people who don't know what the Holocaust was? Are you?
You can't find prices lower than here.
Super Dave, do you know what the Harlem Shake is?
You can't say that. Falcons owner denies Belichick requested de facto GM powers. I heard that all Belichick asked for was a salary of $28.3 million. And that was all it took.
Alright, Tanaka.
Today's lesson is called The Smaller the Dog, the Louder the Bark. Have you ever wondered what it would be like to see through people's bathing suits at the beach? Seen you this enthusiastic. Consumers might be persuaded by such candor. We could position you as the boy next door. Our company ran an ad in adult magazines proposing a special filter for digital cameras. Simply attach it to your camera and voila! Start peeping! Undress them with your camera's eye, it says. It's been selling like hotcakes. In fact, it's our #1 seller. Unfortunately, customers have been complaining that it doesn't work.
Well, anybody who falls for that is stupid and deserves what they
I told my
get.
staff to just ignore them. Nowhere does it guarantee that you'll be able to see anything. What are they gonna do? Tell everyone their creepy plan didn't work out? Sorry, bucko. By the way, try to cut back on the donuts and cupcakes, huh? I have an idea for an ad campaign. Women would go crazy over a handsome young man in swim trunks. You'd be perfect for the job. Have you been keeping your promise? You didn't tell anyone, did you? If you go back on your word, I'll edit your face into the most obscene material I can find.
AI researcher James, I want to say Zhao, says AI models are getting substantially worse in capabilities over time, potentially as a result of interacting with humans.
Good, good.
However, the AI model that he was using in the study that he's looking at is ChatGPT. And ChatGPT is getting worse not because of interacting with humans, but because as it interacts with humans, people publish, "Oh my God, look what ChatGPT did," and then the developers are like, "Oh fuck, we can't let it do that," and then they intentionally fuck it up, make it unable to do that.
Yeah.
But it is pretty funny because Steve Staley got a hold of it and he said, "Is humanity's natural stupidity already taming the threat posed by artificial intelligence? Skynet can never become a reality because it gets infected with human stupidity so quickly." The MLB website had Julio as the #1 AL MVP favorite.
I guess it seems
I'm-
feasible, but
Nah, I don't.
I'm just excited to see what the team ends up looking like. It's looking promising in my estimation. So, do you have any plans this weekend other than watching the Bourbon Bowl?
No, I'm not going to do that. I'm going to be working.
Do people DoorDash during the Super Bowl?
Yeah, it's a lot like any other holiday. Because, I mean, the Super Bowl is basically a holiday, let's be real. Where, if it's not a serious one, like Christmas, that causes multiple businesses to close, what usually ends up happening is that there's like a bajillion pizza orders and it takes like 2 hours to get your pizza. But then people are tipping like $40. I'm like, yeah, sure, whatever, fuck it.
Innocent Sin Online is the new Star Wars Galaxies. Bang. Alright, one more week and we will max out the Hermit.
Oh, hello.
Man. I'm watching John Stockton's Hall of Fame speech right now, and he was class of 2009.
Right.
And when he talks about Coach Sloan in his speech, you know, and he's raving about how amazing of a coach he is and all that kind of shit.
Yeah.
He called him Coach Sloan is the kind of coach that everybody in the NBA should aspire to be. Less than a fucking year later, he's getting fired to try to appease Duran.
I have a theory.
And it didn't even work.
Yeah, Darren Williams was out of there in a year anyway, wasn't he?
Exactly. I was like, man, what a...
I speculate.
Oh wow, Igus is fucking based. I can't believe she said that. That's gotta be new to this game.
I speculate.
Goddamn. You think Persona 6 is Atlus's next big release? Well, they're gonna do a remaster of Persona 2, but I don't think people are gonna be that interested in that because that kind of game style has gone out of has kind of gone by the wayside, so I don't know if anybody's gonna care about that. And they've also said they're gonna remake Persona 4, but that's a long way away, so yeah, probably Persona 6.
Duran Williams and him almost came to blows, according to Chris Broussard. Not just Chris Broussard, Duran himself owned up to that stuff. Life comes at you fast, as they say, and once Duran started getting routinely injured in Brooklyn, you know, the dream that he had fell apart pretty quickly, and at that point he had to acknowledge, you know what, I was a pretty arrogant punk, and if it weren't for the fact that, you know, my body was able to put up with the stress that I put on it, no, I never would have even made it this far. So he got humbled real fucking quick, and when that happened, he started doing everything he could to apologize to anybody and everybody that he thought he had wronged in the process of his career. I don't know if Sloan forgave him before Sloan passed away. They tried to bury the hatchet, but Sloan was pretty fucking steamed. Because, I mean, he'd been with that franchise for like 40 fucking years, and they dumped him over Duran. That's gotta sting. Not only that, but for Duran to finally come around and be like, oh, well, I was a piece of shit the whole time, you were right. Ugh. Let me check, actually.
In that case,
Darren Williams played the rest of
Do
his
you
jazz
ever feel
career covered in
encouraged
Jerry
reading
Sloan's
about
blood.
the influential figures of the past?
Yes.
even leaders who forged great nations faced the challenges of interpersonal relationships. Yes, it becomes easier to bear when you consider it something everyone has to go through. Or is it presumptuous of me to relate to such illustrious figures?
That's what led to Duran trying to make amends, is that Coach Sloan was very noticeably dying. He was 76. He had Parkinson's and Lewy body dementia.
Oh, look at the time. I think that's
So it was pretty tough for him.
That was a pleasant time together.
So Duran was like, yeah, there's not a whole ton of time left. Well, yeah, Lightning, that does make sense, but here's the thing. What the plan was, what it always was, for multiple different franchises, is because of the free agencies were coinciding, they wanted Duran to team up with Dwight.
Yeah, I remember that.
Yeah, the Mavs were trying to do that, and then they tried to do it in Brooklyn once Duran went to Brooklyn. Dwight specifically requested a trade to the Nets. And he ended up on the Lakers because the Lakers were trying to get CP3 and Dwight. They famously got CP3, but then the trade was basketball reasons. They still went ahead and pulled the trigger on getting Dwight, and then they thought, well, we could get Steve Nash That might even be a better fit because Steve Nash is one of the best pick and roll point guards of all time. And Dwight Howard is possibly the best pick and roll center of all time. But then Dwight refused to actually play in the pick and roll, even though they had Mike D'Antoni, the pick and roll fucking specialist, as their coach. He's like, no, I want to post up because I worked all off season with Hakeem Olajuwon. Now my post game is amazing. And he had like the worst post game, like the highest turnover ratio of any power forward or center in the league. Fucking god awful. You're an NBA coach, would you let your players sip lean on the bench? Let me tell you, man, if I was a coach, I wouldn't last very long.
Well, yeah. You'd eventually just do what Kramer did when he was giving his speech.
Exactly. I only need one word to motivate these players.
Good. Here are my requests.
Who would be your Latrell Sprewell, though, is the question.
Well, it would entirely depend on what team I ended up coaching. But I mean, I'm almost certain I would end up in a fight with Draymond if I coached the Warriors, as an example.
So that she can get fucked.
Exactly. The alarm clock scene with the robot girl.
Yeah.
Was it implied that she was just standing over you watching you sleep the entire time?
Yes.
Nice. Yeah, Data actually did that once. There was a mission where he and Picard were going undercover on Romulus, and they needed a cloaked ship in order to sneak into Romulus because there was no way they weren't going to get there without a cloaked ship. So they hired some Klingons to help them get smuggled in. So Klingon ships are famously cramped quarters. So they just shove Picard and Data in a room together. There's only the one bed. And Data's like, well, since I'm an android, I don't need to sleep. So Picard, he gets down on the bed, and Data literally just stands over him watching him sleep. And he's like, Dave, I can't really sleep with you staring at me. He's like, well, what else am I supposed to do?
Yeah, did you ever see the Steven Spielberg movie AI?
Yes.
Yeah. The robot kid's like, yeah, I can't actually sleep, but I can pretend to sleep. I can simulate sleep.
Yes. Yes, right, guy. Lean is what Trayvon Martin was gathering the ingredients for the night he was killed. Always makes me laugh every time they're like, oh, he was just a good boy. He was getting Skittles and Arizona tea. And I'm all like, Skittles and Arizona tea? Hey, aren't those famously 2 ingredients used in lean?
I did not know that. That's wild.
Well, yeah, it's anything that is fruit flavored and has a high sugar content and a hard candy. So because of that, Skittles are perfect. And Arizona tea that was watermelon flavored, which is what he got. The only thing that's missing is you add, like you said, codeine and liquid prescription drugs has opioids in it and blah blah blah. So what you do is you get very strong cough syrup, like the kind that is, very closely regulated and shit, and is routinely used in the manufacturing of other kinds of drugs, and then slip a couple pills in there. Banga banga bongo. So, a gas station's not going to sell the cough syrup and the pills, obviously, but he just had that shit because he already had it back at home. The rest of it he was going to use. And what's really funny is I remember watching a documentary about Trayvon Martin. Some of the last text messages over the last few weeks of his life. He was cheating on his girlfriend, and he was really having a good time learning how to fight, what he would do is he would pick fights with homeless people and just beat up a homeless dude.
Huh.
Everything look good here?
So the kid was like 6'3" already, and he would just find some homeless manlet who was like malnourished and possibly on dope, and then he just beat the shit out of him.
That what you want? Take your time.
So because of that, he considered himself like an amateur fighter and like a professional street fighter, which is why he tried to fight Zimmerman when Zimmerman was following him. And Zimmerman was caring, so, you know, the kid smashing his fucking head into the concrete.
It's all yours.
Pulled out his gat and clapped him.
When are they ever going to make a movie about the George Zimmerman Trayvon Martin thing? It's been long enough, hasn't it?
What are you looking for?
Yeah, that. Unironically, they probably would cast Ryan Gosling as Zimmerman.
It's gonna happen.
Oh man, I still love that fucking news media fucking with the contrast to try to make George Zimmerman look more light-skinned than he really was.
Come back soon.
I like CNN editing the fucking phone conversation he had with 911.
Yeah, that was great too.
You made it. What do you got? How many? You're handing? Sure, it's a deal. You're handing that.
I cannot find a single picture of George Zimmerman that would ever make him look white. He looks so fucking clearly Hispanic.
Yeah.
I still don't get that shit.
Sure, alright. I'll take that.
But I think it's just a lot of people just swallow whatever shit the media tells them without even looking at it themselves. Like, how many people still think that Kenosha Kyle, like the guys that he shot were black?
Yeah. Really makes one think, don't it?
Everything look good here? Alright.
Unfortunately.
All done here? Be seeing you.
I think there's an ad break active right now.
Oh, shit.
Not sure.
God damn it, I keep forgetting. Alright, be right back. All right, I am back. What the fuck is going on with Kyle? The fuck?
You know, that's exactly what I figured. That makes perfect sense to me. So, Kings fans are celebrating because they beat the crap out of the Nuggets tonight. It was a 30-point win.
Mm-hmm. Right.
But I take a quick look at the box score. The Nuggets starters barely played. And it's the second night of a back-to-back. They played the Lakers last night. As if all that shit isn't enough, their next game is their last game in the road trip. It's against Milwaukee. They'll play Sacramento again on Valentine's Day, but in Denver, and I highly expect them to kick the absolute shit out of the Kings then. So Kings fans are just like, they're acting like they already won. We're going to the finals now. It's like, try making it past the first round this time.
Yeah, they're the whole damn circus, David.
Man, I'm seeing this, man. Jokic had an amazing fucking play last night against the Lakers. Austin Reeves went for a risky steal with a minute left in the game. The Lakers are down by 5. He goes for a risky steal because he's coming up behind Jokic. He's kind of got the ball hanging out at his side, facing up against his defender. And Austin Reeves comes around behind him like Jokic. There's no way that he could have actually seen Reeves coming. He had to have just like felt him coming or heard him coming. But Reeves abandoned his man in the corner to go for that steal. Jokic just in like half a second. He's like a matador, completely spins away from Reeves and then immediately finds his man with the 3. Unbelievable.
Do you suppose they're happy that you are tending to them? Fascinating. There's no data on this, but it seems like you understand them. Hello, plants. I will be tending to you as well.
Given that the Nuggets starters, barely played, it's pretty easy to see what this is when you have a back-to-back, you take one of those games seriously and the other one you don't.
Right.
They took the Lakers game more seriously than the Kings game. That's pretty funny.
This was my first time observing them directly. These little seeds and buds in the earth can morph and change so
Yes,
quickly.
I completely agree. Kings fans should be absolutely humiliated by losing to the Pistons. That is absolutely atrocious. I assume most NFL and NBA players smoke weed. There is definitely a correlation between a characteristic of many NFL and NBA athletes and weed smokers. So, yeah.
We should head back now.
Fuck 'em.
Oh, it's you.
Are you a homosexual?
Yeah.
Wait, serious?
If I may speak.
Chill vibes. The nighttime of love. The sun unwind. Any types of rise. Yeah, I'm down.
I wonder if I should have gone for the one-piece suit instead. These halter-top bikinis look almost like underwear. It feels a little weird to have my belly button exposed. Now that I think about it, this is the first time I've chosen my own swimsuit, but there wasn't much of a selection for the one-pieces. I wonder if I should ask Yukari-chan again what she thinks. Although, I don't really exercise, so I probably wouldn't look very good standing next to her. Oh, right! I have just the thing! The low-frequency
Is
waves
Zion
from
trending?
Tanaka's TV show. It said online it
That
was
could
very
mean a couple of
effective for
different
its
things.
price, so maybe it could do some help before the trip. Now let's see. How do I turn this on? No, this.
He had a vicious poster dunk. So even though the Lakers won, Zion did poster 2 people at the same time. That's why.
Yamagishi, do you have a moment?
It's Kirijo-senpai. I have to get the door. Yes, I'll be right there.
Lakers fans are celebrating a lot over beating the Pelicans here because Braun is now 6-1 all-time versus Zion, as if that means literally anything.
Did Zion only play in like 2 of those games?
Seriously. Oh, Zion also had an incredible block on LeBron early in the game, and LeBron never challenged Zion for the rest of the game. So the Lakers did win, but that's okay. That seems to be a huge reason why. It happened in the first quarter. LeBron was begging for a goaltending call, but Zion blocked his shot. Like, he sent it into the rafters. Like, he chucked that shit way out of bounds. And, like, the moment Zion touches the ball, LeBron immediately turns to the ref and starts doing the goaltend signal. fucking hilarious. But for the rest of the game, he never drove to the basket and actually attempted a shot when Zion was there.
Absolutely disgusting.
Yeah, seriously. Oh, you know what's even better? Seeing this from another angle. Zion's poster dunk, LeBron could have been involved in contesting that, but he actively backed away when he saw Zion going up. That's pretty funny. Yeah, I'm just telling you what I saw on Twitter, Seahawks, David.
So, today we'll talk about... I just can't concentrate. I get so worked up when I picture his face. One of my employees. Maybe I should have seen it coming. There was a young man who was working for me. A hard worker, graduated from a distinguished private university. But this month he couldn't meet his sales quota. So I docked his pay. Self-confidence went down the drain. Then, just stopped coming to work. What are you talking about? You should feel sorry for me. I just mailed him a letter of termination. COD. It's his fault the company's in the red this month. I've wasted so many resources. All those expenses for training, hardware, facilities, labor costs. Oh, it makes me sick just thinking about the net losses. Ugh. Of course it is. I love money. Money won't betray me like he did. It's difficult growing up with no money. Can't even afford shoes for gym class, you know? Going barefoot in the winter is torture. I've been thinking, how would you like to model exclusively for my company? Your innocent appearance would be a perfect camouflage for the ugly realities of business.
Hey, Yusfala. Welcome.
Think about it, will you? Join me, and you'll never have to worry about being shoeless in PE.
She was a hoo-ha.
Oh, better get going. We're short-staffed now, so I'll have to reevaluate the budget for next month. If I decide to hire someone new,
welcome to the stream. Thank you for the follow. Use follow.
You're almost there. Keep up the pace. This is our year. Hayasei's got nothing on us.
So far, pretty good, Nasty. Taking it nice and slow. How are you doing tonight, Nasty?
Welcome back.
Damn it, I was actually thinking about going to Tartarus today. God damn it.
Hey!
How are you?
So dance. If you wanna go ahead.
Hey!
Free to do whatever. I'm chilling on my bed. I'm minding my biz. So mind your own biz. Whatever life is. We gon' flow with the set. Hey, hey, hey. Feeling the fire with the burning desire. Every day we're inspired but never expires. But we gon' chill today. Let me rock the world tomorrow. You know.
Excuse me.
Yeah, damn it, tonight would have been a great night to go to Tartarus. And then those two fuckers just decide to be lazy about it. God damn it. You stupid mutters. Yeah. I mean, the good news is he does have a lot of experience. It's just in college football.
So, something hilarious just happened on Twitter.
Okay.
I got into an argument with a car part. I decided to troll him. I said something very offensive to car parts. And then I also included a GIF of Jack. I don't know what commercial it's from, but he's smiling, he's like shaking his shoulders. I'm sure you've seen it.
Oh, yeah, I've seen that.
So, for whatever reason, he thought what I said was, aha, gotcha, I've exposed you as a bigot. And I'm like, dude, I don't care. But he screen capped that, and then he decided to post it as a reply to every comment I've left on Twitter over the last week. My notifications just blew up, and all I see is yes. And I'm like, oh man, it's really funny. That's good stuff.
Did you send this person something like that?
Based.
I'm detecting a shadow. Please come to the 4th floor.
Post was deleted by post art. That's fantastic.
Yeah, that Twitter account posts that identical message to assorted people on X, like, I'd say at least once a day.
That is tremendous.
going on?
Seethe. Mauled.
There's a
Dilate.
shadow in the city. Yamagishi found it unexpectedly.
What? But the moon isn't full yet. It seems to be just a regular shadow, but there usually isn't any normal shadow activity outside of Tartarus.
It's near Naganaki Shrine. Akihiko was already in the area, so he went ahead. I'm sure he can handle it alone, but we should be ready just in case.
Gotcha.
Yes, this is Yamagishi.
I'm here. Sorry, but I think you guys better come quick.
What's wrong? Are you in trouble?
No. The Shadow's been defeated. Or rather, it was already defeated when I got here.
Oh, is this where when we recruit
This
the good boy?
took a hit for me. I want to save him if we can.
Took a hit? Who's he talking about?
Don't ask me.
At any rate, let's move out.
Koro-chan!
Yeah. It's a very good game, Mana Scrooge.
Are you okay, Koro-chan?
You know this dog?
Yeah, everyone around here does. We've gotta help him, quick!
First, we need to stop the bleeding.
Man, he's one tough fighter. He defeated that Shadow all by himself.
Wait, does that mean this dog's a Persona user?
He says, this is a place of peace, so I protected it. There are flowers over there.
Not
Those
big
flowers.
picture wise,
They
Mana.
must be for the priest who died in the accident here.
Not in any big picture sense, Mana Scrooge. I think some of the characterization has changed a little bit, which does have a trickle-down effect. Like, Yukari is less bitchy in this one. I do think Akihiko's a little bit different too, but the over story has not really changed, no.
So he really was guarding this place.
Okay, hold on. Aigis, don't tell me you can translate dog language too.
Canines do not have their own language. However, speech is not the only means of communication.
This fellow really is a rare breed.
Correct.
He's not the only one.
All right, let's report to the chairman so we can conclude this mission. As for Yvette, it's midnight, but I think I can arrange something.
Good job, boy. You're one amazing dog.
Yeah, Junpei's not really different so far. All right. Be right back, everybody. Okay. We are back.
I gotta say, one thing I really like. Wait, you are there, right?
Yeah, I'm here.
Oh,
I'm
yeah.
here.
One thing I really like, as far as the Putin interview goes, in terms of just like the way that it looks, the message it sends, kind of thing, is that Putin speaks fluent English. Even for something like this, he will outright refuse to speak in English. He will use a translator for no other purpose than to just have it be done through a translator. Like just like the message it sends, he speaks fluent English. He understood every word that Tucker said to him, and he could have responded in kind. But he said, "I'm going to do this interview in Russian, and if you don't speak Russian, then we're having an interviewer there, or translator."
Right.
Wow, that was a great laugh. Keep it up.
Interesting.
And I like that because, like, sit there and think about it for a second. If Trump spoke fluent Chinese, whether Mandarin or Cantonese, doesn't matter. If he spoke fluent either one of them, and went to China and he met with Xi, he'd still speak in English, and I love that.
If I may speak.
Oh yeah.
That's great.
If you wanna go ahead, free to do whatever. I'm chilling on my bed. I'm out in my biz, so mind your own biz. Whatever like is, we gon' flow with the set. Hey, 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 feeling the fire with the burning desire every day. Raise fire,
Well done.
expires, but we gon' chill today. Let me rock the world tomorrow.
Ooh, I got Yukari's bathwater. Nice. She's not a gamer girl, though.
Marvelous.
A woman is very afraid of the size of her opening.
Say again?
A woman is very afraid of the size of her opening.
I didn't hear, but I unintentionally fell for the meme anyway. I was for what? Ah. Oh god, rest in peace, Super Div.
I like how he doesn't elaborate. He just repeats the exact same thing he just said and then keeps going.
I had no idea it would be so revolting.
Yeah. So there's a slight variant of that joke. Apparently when it originally surfaced, it was afraid. You would, instead of saying the size of her opening, you would say the size of her pussy. But it wasn't nearly as funny because the point is the joke is super clean until you get to the punchline. So they came up with the idea to find a way to put it in a way that isn't so distasteful. And it makes it much better. I guess that's the kind of thing that these high-level comedians are thinking about, right? Like, these tiny little variants you can put on these gags to make it actually work. And if you don't nail it, it just doesn't feel right. You know?
And that's why in a lot of ways, not censorship in terms of just removing things that are said that you didn't like, but asking people to rephrase it creates a need for creativity among artists who still want to create content in that kind of an environment. Which is why, as social taboos against using curse words started to relax to the point where you can even hear people say fucking shit on basic tables. The quality of writing started to go down because people just go for the low-hanging fruit because it's easy. And they stay away
When the time comes,
from really expressing themselves in a creative fashion that, like here, made everything way better than if you just used the low-hanging fruit of what was immediately available and what they went with first.
Yeah, it's like that thing you always say about the Patrice O'Neill joke about the Buick and why it works so much better.
That's the actual science of comedy, and that aspect, then, because I mean, Patrice was an absolute master, but that doesn't mean he was the only one. So guys like Seinfeld, Larry David, and Super Dave, they definitely are aware of those kinds of things.
Didn't know that they took Jews at St. Christopher. Oh, they don't. I mean, why would they? Oh, I'm not Jewish.
Oh man. After that one scene you showed me the other day with the actor that played Hesh in The Sopranos when they were doing the Minion.
Yeah.
After that, suddenly a lot of Buckner, Curb Your Enthusiasm clips started getting into my YouTube recommended. I love that one when fucking Larry's got the autographed baseball. And he's like, "Hey Buckner, think fast." He just throws the fucking baseball to this guy.
Well, the guy who signed that baseball was the guy who hit the ball that Buckner let go through his legs. It was Mookie Wilson, I think.
Oh, that's even better.
This is your progress. So are you in search
Do you know how that episode
What
ends?
kind of persona
No.
do you desire?
They come across a burning building, and there's a guy up on like the second floor who has a baby, and he has to throw the baby out the window and hope the firemen catch it. But he throws it too far, so Buckner has to catch it. And
Buckner actually catches it, right?
yes.
Okay. Because I didn't know, I'm all like, this is Curb Your Enthusiasm. I don't think that I would have never heard about it if there was an episode where a baby just went splat. But if any show was going to do it, it'd be Curb.
Everyone.
I love how pissed off the Red Sox fan is. Like, don't let the door go through your legs on the way out.
Jesus.
I hope there is no afterlife.
That was pretty funny.
For someone who doesn't seem to take his Jewish origins all that seriously, Larry David seems very well educated about Jewish, like, protocol and subculture. Like, he knows what a shumfar is, he knows what a mezuzah is, he knows what, what's the name of the thing where the Jewish guy dies and there are 10 people?
Oh, the Minion.
Minion,
that was
yeah.
Remember that. Well, that's part of the culture itself, because it's not just a religion, it's also a culture. It's all very heavily intertwined.
My brother's best friend when he was younger was a rich Jewish kid. I remember going to his bar mitzvah. That place was fucking banging.
All right.
Best to stay on your toes here.
The atmosphere here has changed drastically. Please be
I
careful.
They got a lot in common with a trip to Disneyland, you know, because if you don't wear the special hat, no one's gonna believe you actually were there.
This should be a good test of your strength. But don't get careless in this situation.
You know, my mom was talking with that kid's mom recently, and their son, the kid that my brother used to be best friends with, has not spoken with his parents in like 5 years, and they have no idea why. They don't even know
God.
where he is.
Oh shit.
Yeah.
All they know he's dead.
Yeah, well, he went into the military. He went into like some branch of the military. I think it's called like Special Intelligence or something.
Oh.
And he just kind of disappeared. And he can't really talk about what he does anyway, so that's understandable, okay, but they haven't seen him in years, and they're like, I don't know what we did wrong, or if we did anything wrong, you know? That's the worst, isn't it?
Yeah.
Hey, that's just unfair. I'm ready. Head to Selena.
So who you got winning the Bourbon Bowl?
I'm starting to feel like they're just gonna they're just gonna make it the Chiefs so that, you know, Kelsey can propose to Taylor Swift on the field right after the game. It lines up way too well.
Yeah, I agree with you. It seems too obvious. Then the only thing that could potentially happen that wouldn't be planned is that he'd suddenly DeMar Hamlin right there on the field from all the vaccines.
Oh, did you see
And they're
DeMar
like, oh.
Hamlin didn't win Comeback Player of the Year?
That's fantastic. Who did?
Joe Flacco.
That's the guy who should have won it. I completely agree. I am actually happy. That is fucking fantastic. Hell yeah. Did all the awards come out or only that one?
No, all the awards have come out.
Ooh. Did the Dolphins win anything?
I have no idea. I don't think so.
I hope they didn't. That team deserves nothing but misery.
They all visit dark days and blah, 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 blah.
Mark Hours and disaster. Yes.
Are you declaring a fatwa on the Dolphins?
Yes. The Kafir, known as Tua, the apostate who had turned his back on the infinite love and wisdom of Allah. Mushallah, may the Dolphins be destroyed this day.
Even if Larry David converts to Muslim, he still must be sent to hell.
Fantastic.
Let's keep this momentum up. Good work out there.
That was a good workout.
So MVP was in fact Lamar Jackson. I knew that was coming. Coach of the Year Kevin Stefanski. I don't know about that one.
He got that Browns team that had 5 different starting quarterbacks this year to the playoffs. He's pretty fucking cash money.
Well, yeah, they had 5 different starting quarterbacks, but one of them was Flacco, which was all it took. Plus, they had like the best defense in the league for most of the season.
Yeah. Still some pretty amazing stuff he did. They had a competent offense with the worst QB situation out there except for the Dolphins.
Offensive Player of the Year, Christian McCaffrey. Very deserved. But I thought that it wasn't league-wide. I thought that it was a conference-wide.
No, that's in baseball.
Fair enough. Yeah, I don't have a problem with CMC taking Offensive Player of the Year at all. In fact, I actually like it because after the Dolphins' disgraceful end to the season, I don't think Tyreek should have won anything. In fact, I don't think the insurance should even pay out on his house burning down. You should just have to go out of pocket. Those baby mamas to go without. They have 15 different Christmases that aren't going to be good.
You just made me think of that meme that I saw right after the Dolphins lost to the Chiefs. It was like Tyreek Hill when he gets home after the Dolphins are eliminated, and it's the clip of Omni-Man from Invincible beating up Mark at the end of season 1.
Jesus Christ.
That certainly went well.
Hold on. Let me find a good clip.
Well, you know, Ryan Grubb does love the deep routes, so I imagine DK gets used downfield a lot more.
Alright, here we go. Here's the good timestamp. This was Tyreek's reaction when he got home after the Dolphins lost.
Okay, hold on 1 second here.
Is that treasure?
Now's our chance.
Oh, that one.
What should I do?
The house burned down.
What next?
Rookie of the Year, CJ Stroud. I don't agree with that at all. CJ Stroud wasn't even the best rookie on his own team.
I mean, that's actually a pretty interesting debate because there was another rookie on his team that won Defensive Rookie of the Year.
Yes, you're right. Will Anderson.
Yes.
Wait a minute. Will Anderson took home Defensive Rookie of the Year with the season. Oh man, that just goes to show recency bias dominates more than anything else. Because obviously the Eagles completely fell apart in like the last third of the season. They deserve to be ridiculed and famed the way that they were. However, up until that collapse, Jalen Carter was historically good. And the reason I bring that up is because I'm like, if you genuinely looked at the whole season as a product instead of just how the season ended, he should still take that. Like, because the only way that he wouldn't would be if on the reverse end he was historically bad, and he wasn't. He was just average. I think that says it all. Also, if Staney's in the chat, what the fuck is this thing that he sent me here?
How's everyone feeling? I have to do this.
Oh, I recognize this broad. She was a streamer in the topless meta on Twitch. This is what she has to do now. This broad, she just wants to continue making money. So she just pushes the envelope every way that she possibly can. She's wearing the smallest bikini that she's legally allowed to get away with. And I can only imagine that her ass is shaking like that because she's got like some kind of vibrating something on her. Because there's no way that she's just doing that with body control and be able to keep it up for that long.
Maybe it's like the Curb Your Enthusiasm thing, gerbil in her ass.
I'll hit them where it hurts.
That'd be that would be fairly amusing. But assuming that Stanny sent you the same thing also so that you could see it, yeah, like the actual game footage is taking up this tiny amount of space in the corner of the stream. And the vast majority of the stream is she's got her tits out and her ass shaking. So I'm like, this broad, like this one singular broad is responsible for like the last 9 rule changes. Good God, lady. I gotta say though, I love this shit. This is like this right here is like the culmination of the fucking which way Western man meme. On the one hand, you have Asian broad streaming League of Legends, and the game only takes up 5% of the stream screen, and the rest of it is she's got her tits out and her ass is shaking. And on the other hand, you have Dignif AI, where they're using AI programming to put clothes onto thoughts. My favorite is using the AI to change around someone's mixed race child to how it would look like if they weren't mixed race. That one's brutal and has caused a number of women to already cry because obviously the father's not in the picture, like that goes without saying. So imagine rubbing it in. Because in these pictures, it's not just that the child is no longer mixed race, but they also include a generic-looking white male in the picture also. And it's like, hey, take a look at the kind of guy who will never date you again. This is what it looked like if you had a family with him. Instead of with a guy who's in prison. Good Lord.
Enemy spotted. Let's take him down.
I didn't even know that this was a thing. Next Gen Stats Moment of the Year powered by AWS. I didn't even know that that was a thing. Apparently it is. Cowboys wide receiver CeeDee Lamb's catch versus the Lions.
Oh yeah.
But apparently Moment of the Year.
Well, at least this year it wasn't the DeMar Hamlin dying on the field moment.
Seriously.
So the NFL has decided that coming back from playing for the Jets is more impressive than coming back from being dead.
Based. That was Moment of the Year?
No, it wasn't. I'm meaning that's like the anti-moment of the year. That would be moment of the year for Norman.
No. I'm literally looking at NFL.com list of NFL awards and honors from 2023 NFL season.
Oh.
The next gen stats moment of the year is CeeDee Lamb's catch versus the Lions. I'm like, that was moment of the year?
I think it's because it was the play that had the lowest odds of becoming a touchdown that actually became a touchdown. If I had to guess, I guess that's what they're looking at. Because Next Gen Stats calculates that. At any given moment, what are the odds that this play produces a touchdown?
Wow. You know what's an even crazier fucking thing? The guy who was presenting the award for Moment of the Year was Damar Hamlin. I do not think that CeeDee Lamb catch is Moment of the Year. I don't agree with that at all. It's kind of cheating because it's in the playoffs instead of the regular season, but Damar Hamlin getting stuffed on the fake punt and ending the Bills season was magic.
Oh, David, Flacco played for the Jets last year, remember? So I'm saying Flacco came back from playing for the Jets, and Damar Hamlin came back from the dead.
I've been waiting for you. Marvelous.
As far as the regular season goes, I think Moment of the Year was when the Dolphins got together and voted against going to break the all-time scoring record. I think that was definitely Moment of the Year, like the most retarded thing that could have possibly happened.
This is your
Oh my
progress
god.
registering, I see. Will you register it to the compendium? All registered.
No, Nasty, I don't. Baker's had one good year. Gino's had 2 good years.
We look.
This is an absolutely pointless category. FedEx Air and Ground Player of the Year. Like who the fuck cares? Apparently they do 2 of them, so they picked Purdy and McCaffrey. Nobody cares.
I gotta run
The
an ad
assistant
break.
coach of the year is more meaningful. Oh, okay.
I'll be right back. Okay, I am back. Oh my god, look at that. I guess dressed as Noir. Wow, that looks fantastic.
Yes.
God damn.
All right, let's continue exploring.
So this is crazy. There's another NFL award that they do I didn't know about. The Don Shula High School Coach of the Year Award. The guy who won it this year is named Andy Lowry, coach of Columbine High School. Yes, that Columbine. Because this season was not only his 30th season coaching that team, but also the season where he secured his 300th career win. So in an interview where he was talking about, he knew he was getting the award. So they were interviewing him about his legendary and historic season. They asked him, hey, what season was the most difficult for you to coach? And he said, oh, that's an easy one, 1999, the year of the tragedy. I mean, not only was it a fucking awful thing to happen, but one of our teammates was fucking killed.
That's a pretty dumb
And I'm like, yeah. Yeah, absolutely. I'm all like, yeah, that sounds to me like it'd be a tough season. Having one of your teammates get fucking murdered is an atrocity. That one. What the hell kind of question is that? Why not just straight up ask him, hey, could you say something about the shooting? Like, just be up front. What a load of shit.
I remember there was a NBA Finals game. I can't remember. It was like in the mid-00s. It was one of the finals the Spurs were in. It might have been like the Pistons won or the Nets won. The Spurs had just won the game. I think it was maybe Game 3 against the Nets or Game 4 against the Nets. And the reporter comes up to Tim Duncan right after the game's over and asks, so how important was it for you guys to win this game? And he's just like, very important? It's like literally a game in the fucking finals.
Yeah. Reminds me of when Steve Kerr was the All-Star Game coach during Tim Duncan's final All-Star appearance. And he's talking to Tim. He's like, now, since we got a 15-point lead, I think if we just lock in defensively, we got a good chance of holding on to this lead and we'll win the game. It's like, is that the kind of coaching that you bring in to Golden State? That's your contribution to this team. If we score more points than they do and we play better defense than they do, I think we'll win. What the fuck?
Like, I think Greg Popovich is an asshole, but I do understand why he treats sideline reporters and journalists the way that he does. I get it. I don't think he should be doing it the way that he does, but I have empathy for it,
Yeah.
That was excellent leadership. Keep up the good work.
Okay, let's head out.
It's like this world has trapped us in a trompe l'oeil painting. Like it's one big illusion.
There's a chest. Wanna try opening it?
Excellent. We have the advantage.
2 enemies. You can take them.
In this
situation.
I'll hit them where it hurts.
Get ready.
The enemy's dead. Here we come. It's over. Perfect coordination.
Let's do the same thing for our next fight.
Next year, they should give high school coach of the year to the coach of the World Trade Center High School, and then ask that coach what the most difficult year of his career was.
I understand that you've been coaching in the city of New York for the last 30 years. What was your most difficult season? Oh, that was easy. It was in 2001 when the fucking World Trade Center exploded and all of our kids' parents were killed. Like, what fucking season do you think was most difficult? Just I still can't believe someone actually asked it. Hey, what season was the most difficult for you to coach? Oh, that was an easy one. The atrocity, you know, the year with the shooting where one of our teammates got fucking killed. That was pretty tough. What kind of fucking question is that?
Oh my god.
Hi, I'm here with the Hiroshima High School football coach. I understand you've been coaching since 1943. What was the worst year for you to coach? Oh, that's an easy one, when the entire city blew up.
Yeah, when they dropped all those rice cookers out of those plants.
They bomb killed lay people. I wouldn't exactly call them people.
Pull the trigger.
You can find a high school that was operating in Constantinople in the mid-1300s and asked
Oh.
Actually, I can't remember what year Constantinople fell off the top of my head.
1453.
We understand you've been coaching at Constantinople High since 1450. What was a year in which you faced tremendous challenges?
Oh, that's an easy one. 1453, when all the mothers of our children were...
I'll take care of this.
Jesus Christ. Not the Astan Lakers, or even the Astan Cleveland Cavaliers, not the Astan Bulls. There was a time when sideline reporters wasn't a thing, and I had no idea at the time how much better off we had. Yeah, it's fucking true. Coaches and players could actually go to the locker room at halftime without being obligated to answer obvious questions. It's just... What I remember is when Charles Barkley was doing the sideline reporter thing with Popovich, just like as a joke. And he ended up asking him the same stupid-ass questions everybody always asks. And it's like, there really isn't anything else to ask, because the game's still ongoing, so you can't be like, can you tell us what your strategy is to win this game? And he's like, yes, but let me make sure that the other team's coach is listening first. Like, what the hell's the point?
All right.
We heading up these stairs?
Great!
We understand that you've been living as a black man in the Deep South since the
this layout has
1830s.
some sort of
What were
purpose?
some years in which you were
have no
facing
idea.
particularly bad hardships?
No use thinking about it, though.
Oh, that's an easy one. It's every year after 1865 where I had to fend for myself.
Hey, let's get the jump on that shadow.
Oh no, Snacks, the stream is still active. Oh man.
A rare enemy. It'd be great if we can defeat it.
Why is there an app for everything except for how to rape them?
I can't believe you just read that.
Are you serious?
Oh man. Today's Foxford was a banger.
Yeah,
Holy shit.
I did like that one.
Can you get the toaster pregnant?
I would assume not, but I haven't tried, so I can't say for sure.
Oh man. Haven't even tried to get the toaster pregnant. Why even live? Beep boop.
Now's the time. Last one. All right. We're not gonna go easy. That went great.
Very nice. Oh yeah, I know what you. I've seen that too, David. I like it when the coaches run away from the reporter because the quarter just started and they need to, like, coach their team. Babe, please go see a psychologist. Ryan Gosling is not literally you.
That's one strong shadow.
Oh, that's actually been a hilarious outcome of the Putin interview. Is all the people being like, Putin's autistic, Putin's just like me. Because of the big history, right? They're like, oh my god, he's just like me, for real, for real.
Do you have any personal fictional characters that you think are literally you? For real, for real?
Probably Vegeta.
Yeah, I'm a Sean Penn and
No, seriously. Yeah. Oh man, I'd have to think on that one for a minute. Let me see here. Try to be serious.
Anton Sugar from No Country for Old Men.
What
to do.
No, probably John Marston.
I can dig it.
Absolute dipshit of a simp who ends up marrying a prostitute. Secretly just wants to be a farmer. And of course, a complete fucking loser who just can't find any place in society at all. On the rock farmer, exactly. Wait, that's an even better example. Thank you for reminding me, Big Country. Uncle.
Uncle?
I'm a drunk pimp who doesn't like working. Yeah, Uncle from Red Dead.
Oh, okay.
Because Uncle, they didn't come outright and say it, but Uncle was the pimp in the group. Because a lot of the girls, not all of the girls, but a lot of the girls were prostitutes, and Uncle served as their pimp. He would make sure that no guy was abusing them, and he would literally trick them out over town when they showed up to a new town. That's why he was sharing the stories with Abigail in the epilogue for Red Dead 2. They're going down memory lane. He's specifically talking with Abigail about some of her past prostituting because he was there for it. He was the pimp. So yeah, Uncle is me for real. A fat alcoholic pimp who doesn't like working. That's that's for real.
Yeah, I mean,
Jesus.
if you ever get the bullpen back up and running again, it's not that far away from being a pimp, I guess.
No way, man. Not a chance. I am way too old for that now. I can't keep up. In the sense of so much extra bullshit. Like,
Well, I mean, Ted Danson in Cheers was older than you are now, and he still kept it up.
yeah, and that's why I meant. I'm like, not physically as like this is not what I mean here. I just mean like the bullshit. I can't. My soul can't stand it anymore. So like the saying goes, man, more women, more problems.
Is that a saying?
I think it was mo money, mo problems. But if you got more money, you got more women. So. And it was Bob Marley who said, "No woman, no problems," in the famous song "No Woman, No Cry."
Have you gotten used to dorm life? Took me a while to adjust too.
I think I've settled in. It's
You know, close enough.
I won't miss my chance. Looks tough. Pull the trigger.
Shall I move to strike? Go for it! Atalaya!
I'll take care of this. Do it, Polly
Oh, they're making another Predator movie.
You know what I think would honestly be fucking amazing? If they made another Predator movie. But they did like a winking at the audience kind of moment where they do a rug pull where they're telling you that this movie is about a predator, but then they try to set it up like it might be about Epstein. Just for them to be like, surprise, we meant actual predators, the aliens.
Or no, they should make it about Deshaun Watson.
Oh man. Like, imagine like the first 15 seconds of the trailer. They just use like a lot of Epstein Island imagery, like with the fucking the blue and white striped building on the island, and they're like, this movie is about one of the most insidious predators the world has ever known. And then all of a sudden the predator starts screaming, it's all like, oh yeah, we meant that one.
Hey, that's an idea for a Predator movie. Predator goes to Epstein Island.
What to do?
Yes! Clutch.
This I can fight even better.
That certainly went well.
I'm personally going to spit in every 50th Krusty Burger.
I remember that one. I also remember when Krusty bet on the Washington Generals.
Is it a crime to bet on sporting events? Yes. Oh.
I figured they were due. Oh man.
A rare enemy. Won't it be great if we can defeat it? I've already scanned this one.
I'll hit them where it hurts.
I mean, if I remember correctly, every now and again, like it's an exceedingly rare circumstance because it has to be, since the whole point is that it's a show. Like it's a fucking exhibition. It's a show. Oh, very rarely they do have the generals actually win a game.
Yeah, I could see that.
For like the shock value moment. But I'm sitting there like they have to let people know ahead of time that the generals are going to win. You can't just be like, oh hey, we spent all this money to take our kids to see the Globetrotters, and this is a game where they're going to have the generals win for some reason.
I've seen the Harlem Globetrotters. I remember seeing them when I was like 14 or something, I think.
All enemies defeated. Good work out there.
Salut.
Hey, you want my used couch? No, I don't want something that you might have skeeted on. What about my bed?
Gross.
Okay, how about my former girlfriend?
Yeah, it's tough. Especially like I really get worried about what future generations are going to deal with, you know, because it is difficult enough as a guy to even have to mentally think about your girl being with other dudes, you know, especially when you fall like deeply, heavily in love with her. Just thinking about her with other guys, it stings. You know, it's something that you can get past, but it doesn't feel good. What's it gonna be like for guys, you know, in future generations, where all they have to do is just plug in their girl's photo into some facial recognition software, and then a fucking video pops up of her getting a train ran on her.
Nothing good.
Good God.
Light doesn't seem to be effective. Light doesn't seem to be effective.
What to do?
Alright, found his
That's a win for the team. Good job, everyone.
Alright, who's next?
We've caught them by surprise. I have to do this. I'm ready.
God almighty. Simpsons been around for so long that, you know, since we were just talking about it and just watching that clip, fucking Krusty, with the 1984 Olympics, as Marge is pregnant with Bart.
Yeah. An absolute certified with plastic.
Oh my God. Bart would be fucking 40. Unbelievable.
I think in that episode there's a clip where Marge is talking to somebody about watching MASH. I think about that.
Ouch.
Does it work? I'll go with.
Ah, that's pretty great too. Back when they, you know, the joke was that Krusty did a bunch of disgusting shit with Krusty Burger, so it definitely wasn't a cow. He's like, well, we're retiring the rib wedge. Well, I can't say too much about it, but the animal that we got the meat from, that we made the meat from, has gone extinct. It had 6 legs, and I've already said too much.
I remember that.
And in this clip, where he does the thing with the 1984 Olympics, he describes the Krusty Burger as the official meat-flavored sandwich.
Perfect. Just what we hoped for.
Have you ever had a McRib before?
I have not. However, I watched that video where he makes the McRib.
So this is where the stairs were.
I don't know. It doesn't look good to me. I don't know why it's supposed to be such a big deal.
It's I think it's because it was the only sandwich McDonald's did that had pork in it, as opposed to beef. Because I don't know if it's rib meat or not. I just know that it's pork, and it's a processed pork meat patty, baked in the traditional rib wedge looking fashion. but I have no idea if it's actual rib meat or not. It could be any kind of pork meat from anywhere on the pig, and it's just processed together and blah blah blah. But I mean, it's pork, and you know, they cook it the same way they cook everything else at McDonald's, and then they marinate it in barbecue sauce once it's done cooking, so that by the time you get it, it's still hot and actually covered in barbecue sauce. Yeah, I've never had it either, but that is what I would assume is the appeal, is it's the only pork sandwich they have at McDonald's. Plus, who knows how it was made back in the 80s when it was a bigger deal, because like back in the 80s, McDonald's also used to fry the fries in beef tallow.
Really?
Yeah. And then they stopped because, some Jewish organization to convince them that if they used some kind of hydrogenated soybean oil, whatever the fuck, instead, then vegetarians and vegans and people who don't eat specific animals because of religious reasons would suddenly become customers, and it would increase their consumer base and blah 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 blah. But yeah, my dad still remembers, he's like, yeah, a lot of people switched away from McDonald's after they did that because their fries didn't taste as good anymore. Then other places still fried them in beef fat. And I completely believe that it tastes delicious, because I remember the time that I cooked duck breast and my dad got Popeyes the same night because he didn't know I was cooking. So I brought to work Popeyes Cajun fries that they had, and I dipped them in some of the duck fat that I had left over. It was probably the least healthy thing I've ever eaten in my life, but it was also the most delicious. I mean, that was amazing.
Still need to convince my parents to try duck one of these nights.
I do remember, I enjoyed this a lot. Eventually we had to stop getting it because it was just too expensive, and my dad was like, I just can't afford it, I'm sorry. But in the 90s, for a while there, Carl's Jr. did a steak sandwich. I loved that when I was a kid.
Oh, there's a treasure chest. If we ever got lost here.
And it was a genuine damn steak. It was, I mean, it wasn't very huge, but it was a slice of sirloin. And they served it on a big French roll.
Okay, so I tweeted out my video about the Seahawks making their hire, and look at the reply that I got. I'll send you the picture.
Oh shit.
That was excellent.
Can I troll her, please? Wait, I can't, because my Twitter account makes it too obvious that it's me.
Who cares? Who gives a shit?
Well, if you don't, if you, oh, okay.
Yeah, I don't know why I'm supposed to really care. I'm not your father. I'm not your supervisor. I don't.
Excellent.
There's a shadow.
I'll start preparing the analysis.
Keep spelling your name wrong. I always forget it's with an O. Okay, there went my hopes for trolling her because holy fucking shit. She was already trolling by making that post. Click on her profile.
Okay.
Scroll down and you'll see all the good.
Huh. Interesting. Not sure what to say about that.
Well, I know exactly what to say about that. Is I initially went in there to harass her, but she already did all the harassing herself beforehand. No, she makes the stupid post specifically so that people would be like, what the hell's up with this broad? Why is she being so stupid? Then they click on her profile and see that she's advertising porn.
I guess she's pretty hot, though. All things
Hey,
considered.
doesn't that chest look kind of different from the others?
She's wearing a lot of makeup.
Yeah, that's true.
She literally has a picture of cum all over her tits on her fucking public profile.
Interesting.
Good grief.
I feel like the iCarly meme. Interesting.
Seriously.
Hey, that looks like a rare chest.
Oh.
Found the stairs.
Powerful enemy spotted.
Heartbreaking.
Good day. Here are my requests. Let's hear the results. Wonderful. I will await a report of success. Very well.
Oh wow. Tucker asked Putin, when does the AI empire start, do you think? And Putin started laughing.
I love it when
And he said,
laughing in these interviews.
Register
Yeah.
personas. Will you register it to the compendium? I've completed registration. Are you finished?
Then Putin admitted to being born. When he was born, the name they put on his birth certificate was John Connor, and explains a lot actually.
That's pretty good. More Russia. In order to decide who is best girl between Ray and Asuka, we have to go back 400 years to the start
I
of
think
the...
about how I should fight in my head, but it's a lot harder to pull off in practice.
Remember, no pronouns.
Let's do this.
That was a good comic. Remember that one?
Yeah, that was really good.
Prepare yourselves. Now's the time.
In my country, we have a strict caste A system. It goes like this. Royals, nobles, merchants, peasants, and then at the very bottom, gamers. Which is why I simply refuse to acknowledge Chiaki as an equal.
Nice.
I'm ready. Too late for you now.
Now's your chance. Let me down. I'm ready. Leave it to me.
Talk about it. Are you ready?
Okay. What next?
That helps.
I'll take care of this. Let's go! It doesn't work.
Thanks. I have to do this. Help me.
Appreciate it. Thanks.
You'll pay for that.
Eureka,
What's the plan
back
here?
on her feet. I'll show you.
Now,
Now's your chance.
I'll slice you to pieces.
Better grip those teeth.
Were you edging or were you gooning?
One step at a time. I'll do this.
Much obliged.
I'll go with. Nice one, Vader. Here we go.
What next?
You know that meme, the so what kind of American are you?
Yeah.
Imagine that image. Except the guy's like, so what kind of gooner are you?
You're trying to hit me.
You dodged the attack.
Hit them where it hurts.
Nice one.
We got.
Let's go. Take that. One last touch.
too bad Gooning wasn't a thing back in the days of the NBAB because of, you know, the Goon Squad.
Yeah. Oh man, that would have been amazing.
Perfect coordination. Not bad. I see.
Ooh, maybe there's something nice inside.
Nicely done. Thank you.
Wow, that is the most bafflingly retarded thing I've ever seen.
What?
There's a new Ubisoft game called Skull and Bones.
Oh, I've heard a little bit about that, yeah.
Supposed to be about piracy and stuff.
Registering is overriding acceptable.
And the intro for it
Are you finished?
is completely insane. It's like this foreboding narrator voice, and he starts off by saying, "The dawn of capitalism, when corporations as mighty as nations rule the seas and dominate the world's valuable trade routes. With an iron fist, they forge a path of tyranny and exploitation, igniting a battle for global supremacy. From the Indian Ocean, a flood of exotic goods feed new addictions and fill coffers with coins painted in blood. And where there is blood, there are predators." And it's completely insane because, again, it's about the golden age of piracy. And it literally starts off with the words, it's the dawn of capitalism. Which is utterly fucking retarded. Like, pirates just wanted a lot of money. So they would threaten to kill people so they could get their money.
That's something.
Like, I mean, imagine if there was a Mafia game and it started off with, it's the dawn of a new globalized age of capitalism. Now that alcohol's been banned, there's a huge money. Like, what the fuck? All it's missing is Norm being like, it sounds like a bunch of commie gobbledygook to me.
Alright guys, that's going to do it for tonight. I got some things I got to do tonight. I got some videos to make because of all the stuff that happened today. But thanks for coming out, and I'll see you guys tomorrow. Or later today, as it were.